Stream, obviously, if we are. See it all from. Yes, I do. I don't mind down the bottom there. When we do Jambo in the middle here, it's actually a very good view of the racing surface. It's actually probably one of the best seats in the house downstairs, but I'm assuming with all our levels going on here that the track PA is functioning, and you can only assume that if that's functioning, that the live stream people that are watching are also listening and can hear it. And if you can make some comments live on the stream, if indeed this is correct, if you can hear us over the live stream, can you please comment now in the next couple of minutes? Even if you're here live and want to message me and can tell me that we are live, that the PA is not going to freak out on us again up here. Like always after every Winter Nationals, you come up here and just make sure that the old top box here has all its things plugged in. Remember, plumber by trade, definitely nothing to do with electrics or audio. You can hear us now. Is that you, Lauren? Okay, we're people messaging us now here. Is that right, Brooke? Okay, Brookie, you can hear us. Thank you very much. We're on. What a Friday. What a way to come on live. You've been watching it on the live stream thanks to RCE for the last 53 minutes of broadcast when we were scheduled to go testing here for the final afternoon, evening with our shootout as well. And then, of course, kicking off with 130-odd competitors tomorrow. I think we had about 60 wanting to come and test here this afternoon. And right now, we as much as we always knew that if you did put if you put one eye on the weather leading up to the weekend, you live in hope and think that, you know what, you can never speculate this stuff, especially in Queensland. It's either coming in from the west or coming in off the coast. There's two ways for it to come, and at the moment it's coming up the coast and then coming inland a little bit. Like, there is still blue sky, so as much as we're watching live now on the big screen, I'm glad that's because I don't have a screen up here to watch other than for the comments. And thank you for the comments. Lynn Hamilton, Lauren Parmenter, Matt Fast and Loose, Hands, Todd Tucker, keep them coming in, folks. Let's continue the chat. Right now, it doesn't look that good, does it? Afternoon, we've lost the sun. The blue sky is still around. I mean, it is relatively scattered the way this weather is coming through. The measurements they talk about is about 1 mil maximum. And actually, big shout out to if he's listening, you can see him going down there on the screen now. That's Matt Lumper, Matty Lampard. Give us a right-hand blinker if you can hear us there, if you're watching or whatever. Left-hand blinker. Streetcar. Couple of weeks' time, folks. Just up here too. Cars like that. I think this is what's happening. Is they're all going to be lingering, and then we're going to have our All-Stars Drag and Drive. More 7-second cars on an entry list than we've seen in Drag and Drive history. Lumper will be one of those in the next couple of weeks. There's a few more out. Thanks, Todd Tucker. Some guy said it's tossed. Mustang's hood popped open. Team Gasrite, we can hear you, Diggles, loud and clear. Get all the plumbers down there on Team Gasrite giving us a shout out. Hands, still fine at Mermaid Beach. It's toast. Lucky he was going backwards. So look, just before I came on and before we got all the PA working and everything like that, and look, stay with us, like and share. Let's get the conversation going while we can't put anything down the track right at this moment. And look, that's only because two things. One, we had a pairing there. I didn't have the name of the VK. It was Steve Farrelly in the VL in the left hand lane, and our VK Commodore. And I know the name would pop up. It'll pop up before the end of the weekend, I'm sure. Very tough NA VK Commodore beside. Now, I did watch the run. I was still coming in to say hi to Sue and everything and get sorted because we were coming to make an announcement about a chip draw happening at 4 o'clock, which is in about 4 minutes' time. And just as we were about to start getting on the broadcast on the RCE live stream here this Friday afternoon, that this incident has happened. So, look, we do have our recovery down there on the screen now. Working in the rain, mind you. Now, it's not pouring down. It is a light, wispy sprinkle here, as you can see on the screen. You can feel it in the pits wherever you are. This is passing. It's passing with a little bit of, I wouldn't say it's a fast-paced storm, but it is sort of going to come across in its various capacities. And you know what it's like. It's hit and miss. If we cop a soaking, you know, it's more about the braking area than the race surface, because we are such a slick race surface. We can literally nearly squidgy the race surface dry after any weather, but it's actually, you know, any spongy asphalt that gets too soaked will obviously be an issue. Always has, always will be, whilst we continue to use asphalt. You know, it's pretty much our best road surface you can have in a braking area. If we went concrete the whole way, well, then again you can nearly turn the surface into a massive squidgyable. Is that such a word? Squidgyable. You know, vacuum truck, we can do it all. You know, when it comes to trying to get stuff off a surface, we already know what we need to do and how we do it. Right now, light sprinkling through, as we said, not affecting too much. There's a little bit of sort of nice residual heat down the end there. For every minute that we're, you know, we've got, actually, it became two things. It was a blessing and a curse. As much as I think, could be Kerry Rayner, the name's coming up for the VK. Very tough Aspo car. Now, look, right at that moment, I went and thought a bit of touch base with Dave Hamilton, of course, from Overtaking Lane, that does this beautiful world-class live stream. And I'm not just saying that because I get to work with them. Well, but hey, it is world-class, as we already agree. But and then he was watching the replay of the VK. So this is the thing that, in the moment, here we are watching a live event over on the stream, but then to be able to see it just in real time. Dave caught the replay, was watching it. Now, it appears, and this is what's visually an indication of why the VK went into the wall, it got into a bit of oil there under itself. We were watching it on the way down, and it was breathing heavy. You know, when you're talking about some tough engines and they're breathing heavy, it could be something as minor as either a breather catch can that's full, or something's come off in the breather department, because being a very tough naturally aspirated engine, that stuff can definitely matter in the moment, and it appeared like something had started coming out of the VK on the way down, and obviously experienced the results of that then, trying to pull the thing up, and has gone into the wall. Steve Farrelly had a pretty good view of it all happening down there. It's a bit of a tragedy when accidents like that happen, and of course then it starts to sprinkle. So we've got two things we've got to sort out. One is, you know, oil and water, they say, don't mix. Sometimes in situations like this, I don't think it matters when it comes to cleaning it up. I think we'll deal with it when we have to deal with it. You know we can. But it's just something we're riding through, and we'll wait for any decisions to be made as the afternoon eventuates. Remember, it is technically just on 4 p.m. anyway now, Queensland time. So if we're able to get some sort of blue sky out the other side of this, then, you know, you think about assessing and what we need to do, and then ultimately make a decision from there, which could go either way. And we're going to take our chances like we always do, back ourselves. But then at the end of the day, if the circumstances go beyond our control, then we've obviously got to make that decision a little bit later. But honestly, big shout out not only to RCE for this great live stream, some of the best radial racing cars. Honestly, the industry just continues to, I don't know, when you start seeing them turn up at the next event and it's like, well, there's a new one, there's a finished one, one's back, here he is again. and you look at the toughness everywhere, and I'm looking at a few just the way they're backed up into the carports here, just the quality that's in the staging lanes, the quality that's in the pits, the quality of the people coming from the other side of this country to come and race with us. Not mentioning any names, OCDHG. That's a hell of a commitment to do it. A big shout out to all of Victorians and all of our, Queenslanders that have travelled in to be here at, essentially the biggest radial racing series that, you can almost say in the world when you consider that we've been doing pretty much what we've been doing and just sticking to the formula that works. And just know that every time we turn up, you think, well, I'm a bit biased to think that it's pretty much one of the world, on a world standard, it is there in every millimetre of its being. It is, in fact, more diverse, more individual, and I just can't get over just how good it is when we all turn up and people start getting what they want out of their builds and their deals. And boy, since Wednesday to now, there's been some numbers down. Of course, a lot of us weren't here to watch it all, but hats off to Brandy in car culture. And I watched another one this afternoon on YouTube, just the footage from last night and then the footage from the night before. And you know how much it costs to live stream that on a daily basis. It's economically probably not, going to hit the mark. But just to have guys like Brandy out here making sure those passes were recorded, published and shared, because you just as a guy that's been involved with a very long time, I'm biased to just still be held in awe of what these cars are doing when they're working. But just they keep on coming back and people finding their marks. And this is coming to a point, trust me, especially last night when Cam Riley put 235 numbers into the 30s, which one wouldn't have predicted straight away just yet. But here we are, day 2 of testing yesterday. The 39 with a 7 comes out at 170. I wasn't here to see it live, but I mean, it happened right here at this place, Thursday testing. And then to peel that out. And then Scott Cortina turns up a little bit later on, with a completely different combo. Not a single thing on that car of Cortina's is anything up more than their own build and their own attack on a 235. Their attitude to it, to do it in a way that is, pretty aggressive. To come out with a car completely different in combo to Cam Riley's, who just, earlier had run a 39 with a 7, and then that thing comes out the HG and goes 39 with a 4 at 172 mile an hour, and just say, well, where do we stand in Kenda at 2026? And that's where we stand, boys and girls. On a Thursday night, we stand at that level. Even before race day, the Australian radial scene continues to just go, well, we're picking up where we left off and the numbers are getting shaved again. And then other things that, of course, blew me away watching that footage was Matty Turnbull turning up and just getting down the business, like just run after run after run. Andy Cole's Public Enemy, run after run after run, back to the lanes, have another hit. I mean, it's not like they're putting 2 runs on the car, everyone. If you pay to test, you're out there to get your data, get yourself dialed in. Because more often than not, not that it's the secret recipe for a good race day is that testing has now become this almost a formality of the event, and we're gifted that when come race day Saturday, predominantly everyone that dialed in with testing are better on race day than, say, people that rock up and just do their 3 and race on the day. But some of these combos do deserve that track time. They deserve that attention. The diversity of the builds that everyone has, and they bring them here. New cars, new combos. Here's another one. That blows you away on a Thursday night watching some footage of testing from here the last couple of days. Is Mr. Dan Swanee, sir. The Gemini, is it 2.0? Is it, did you ever have a name for that car when you first had it? With SR, was it SR Power, I think, and now that LS deal? That, sir, is another thing that just makes you glad that you're alive here in the 2026 era of Kenda. That new cars, new combos are hitting those events, hitting the track here, getting numbers, making the runs, respecting the beast, and making it work, and just creeping up on it. The man's back behind the saddle of the orange gem, whatever it is, 3.0, 2.0. Did it even have a rotor at one stage in it? I can't remember. Did it even have a rotor in it at one stage? SR? LS now, but beautiful, beautiful build. And honestly, I immediately, and I don't know if anyone else thought about this, when I saw Swanee's car, initially the first thought was, is that Reese in Casper 2.0, 3.0? And then realised very quickly, man, what is it with these Geminis? And then I start thinking, well, there's another top 10 we haven't ever crunched down in Australia, is the top 10 Geminis. Quick ones that we've got here in little old southeast Queensland popping up. The radial scene is looking pretty good for a Thursday. We haven't even got the Saturday yet, but by Thursday night, I'm making all these exclamations, getting pumped for the weekend, just to see those numbers. And then, Colesy, the dialed in Public Enemy and making those hits, and then the thing starts to, it's starting to climb towards the centre line. It's just on ascend, and just watching these guys reel the beast in. And then, hey, I haven't even talked about OCDHG the last couple of days here, watching that footage, watching Heinze, not only, what is it, Fiddies, run Fiddies nearly straight away. I mean, as I said, Matty Turnbull early leaves, and then you start thinking, man, what is it with these utes all of a sudden? I mean, talking about Geminis, what we got, world's toughest Geminis pumping out on a Thursday night, and then it's the utilities that we've got laying around. Heinze, OCDHG, and I know you're going after a bit more there because the thing started to wheelie, and just to appreciate every little trait that these cars have got in their arsenal of getting down the track. And just, one thing about with Brownie's footage is that he leaves it raw and just lets them make their noises down the track, and you get to hear these things hit. And Heinze's a couple of wheelie control moments there later on when you're going after it. And the other thing that, again, makes me super proud of everyone that runs here is not only do they don't just put the beams on one bulb, or they don't put two bulbs on and normally just wait for the lights to go and then leave. Everyone, Matty Turnbull, right from the word go as well, even Heinze, even Mr. Swanee got the bump working. We're talking about the bump. Everyone's bump game in testing looked fantastic. And so many Thursday night bump cities we've already seen. And everyone's in very, very good practice. And that is an important part of winning a race. Not so much about running a number, but winning a race at Kenda. And then if you're good enough to win a race at Kenda, to win an event at a Kenda, and you tell me that you've got to have a bump game, AAA bump game, to play with some of these amazing beasts. And if you want to, and you know what, we can almost dig it up, Dave, if we've got it, because I actually I did watch the February stream back, because I just wanted to freshen up on who our winners and runners up were from February, because it was like, what were the finals like, and let's bring it to here. So we probably can play that while we are doing a little bit of. We're on the suck truck already. Is that Timmy on the suck? Is it Timmy on the suck truck? Anyway, we're into it now. We've got the vacuum truck in there starting to do the squidgying that we know we can do on the racing surface. We'll then get to see whether we got that wisp of oil. We saw a lot of smoke coming out of the Commodore near the 660, but it's basically near the quarter mile mark that I think it ended up in its own feces and into the wall. So we're just getting that all soaked up right now anyway. So we're on that there. The shower is gone. You can see a little bit of sun, you can see actually in our background shot right now on the big screen, you can see the mountain ranges sort of thinning out there. Bit of hopefully some good old Aussie sunset sun to come out through there and get a little bit of sun. That would be absolutely a blessing for us to sort out whether or not our surface is good enough to get back to testing tonight for everyone, and this shootout, this chip draw. So obviously you can appreciate we're not clambering for the chip draw right now, just because we don't need to if we can't really set a time on when we would see round one of that. Right now it's probably the furthest thing from our minds. But just going back through the replays from February, so Outlaw 275 final, if you can remember it, and maybe we can you can remember it, and the people keep your comments coming up on the live stream there as well. Thank you, Psycho Gypsy. Yeah, weather has been patchy all day, just enough to be painful. Good afternoon, everyone, to Sally. How's everything going? All right. Give us a bit of a shout out of where you're actually watching from, folks, as well on the live stream. We've got about 116 on there just continuing to watch it. Here we go. So Dave's brought up, is this our final? Well done, Dave. Okay, we might as well put it on for all the people watching on the live stream. If you want to watch it on the big screen, here are the finals from February coming up. Have they got audio on there, Dave? This, if not, we can talk over the top of this. But Simon O'Carroll against Ryan Holtz. Now, where else in the world do you get an Outlaw 275 final like this? Good afternoon, Wiz. Good afternoon. Watching the live stream, we're watching the finals of February. Check this out. Well, actually, this is actually early round. So this is not quite the finals. This might be just round one of everything. Hey, sit back and enjoy this for a little while just to keep you pumped, because all of these players that are in here are in the property here this weekend as well. So just some of the best stuff out there. I actually thought we were going to the final then, which was Ryan, Captain Risky against Simon O'Candles in the final. And I won't tell you what the result was. You got to just wait till we get there. We got this little replay now that we can watch of February. And I don't know whether or not you're getting the audio from old Bugger Lugs. I'll commentate it live again if you want to the screen. But this is where we're at, folks, in 2026. This is how we started the year. Here's O'Candles, the Kraken. It looks so good on the screen, doesn't it? Screw blowing Noonan Hemi, 5-speed, all the fruit. And then next door to him, the FKN BLK UTE, twin turbo Hemi. Both Queenslanders.
Black used to be ready for little while because it was ready for the previous run. What's it say on the side? Stephen. Is that what it say? Steve
Blow
on the side of the
turbo.
car.
Hemi
Simon O'Carroll decided Noonan Hemi against twin turbo Hemi. Outlaw 275, round number 3. For the Kraken, 193 mile an hour, 435 there for James Horan. The Black Ute made it count, but the red light erased himself out of the scenario straight away. Red light, 125 to the 60. Black Ute got our attention. The Kraken sit there. Reaction time 185 for Simon, but it went 113 in the 60. I was watching the Black Ute, Mark. I was
when he bumped in deep. I was worried about the red light, and unfortunately it did happen there for Horan. It would have been a good race if it was clean green.
Another call, OG now, 275, round 3 to the lanes. OG 275, OG 315, round 3 to the lanes, please. This is Outlaw 275, Outlaw 235, last call to the lanes, please. OG 275, round 3 to the lanes. OG 315 to the lanes, please. Yes, he's helping out Danny, is Grantley. That's where he is now. And how's this, Ryan Holtz? We knew this was going to happen. The two J brothers. Mark Allen sent me a picture. There we go. How's that? That's a great pick too. That's a great pick, Marky.
Yeah, Holtzy's he had a win-loss so far. Denny's gone 2 from 2. So Carroll's got 3 from 3. So he's got one hand on a spot in the final at the moment. Simon O'Carroll.
I don't want to chat this one out either. I just want to let the two J's eat.
All right.
I'm going to let the two J's eat here. 2J Bump City coming up. Round 3, Outlaw 275. May the best 2J brother win. Oh, how's the pedal? Hasn't Captain Risky got some? 471 to a 487. Danny Lansdowne. Just that little tiny gunfight at the beginning there, bumped in 071 off the button for Ryan Holtz to Danny's 194, 134 for Ryan on the 60. The Wags went 129. It was starting to gather a pretty good run for itself. Ryan's thing, the same deal, like it's gone 1-1s in the 60, but there's a 134 grabbing it and sending it. Hasn't that thing got some horsepower out the back? 174
massive top end charge, yeah. Well, at the moment, Holtz is the best of our drivers with 2 wins and a loss with a 471.
Alrighty, let's see whether or not that's going to be featuring in the final. This is another great matchup, and again, these are the sponsors of the class: RC Metalcraft, Rob Chaplin, Spot On Performance, Andrew Coles.
Well, unofficially, O'Carroll can't be
beaten.
Can't be beaten because
He's
he's the
gonna
only
be in the
driver.
final?
He's the only driver with 3 wins.
All right, so Kraken versus question mark. Maybe
Question
Captain
mark
Risky.
at the moment, yep.
Could be Risky, saying even that prediction.
Well, Coles is the only other driver that could potentially make a mark in the final, get to a spot in the final, but he needs to get the win here and he needs to go quicker than a 471. So that's the target for Andrew Coles. Get the win and go 471 with a 4 or quicker.
All right. Sounds easy.
Tail of the tape for you, mate.
Sounds easy. I like it when you play it simple for me, Mark.
Yep.
Give me a couple of seconds for that to sink in. This matters. This matters. Here we are living in Queensland, and of course from Corinna in Victoria, our Victorian brothers, Chappie and Andy. I mean we've got passionate guys in this class that just want to continue to commit to it, and that's Andy, Chappie, O'Candles. All very serious stuff. These boys love it. 275 round 3. The best man wins. Signal there. Out a bit further was Chappie, still going to get a win. 526 with the pedal, but Andy, not another one for him. It was a good one. The last run was a 111 foot, but it didn't want to behave again this time, and it could not do anything with that wheel speed that it hasn't tried to manage before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bad luck for Andy. That's probably be his night, you would assume.
Yeah, as soon as he started spinning, there was no chance of beating that 471 from Holt. So
there will be a new contender here to lead the points coming out of the first round. Our current reigning belt holder, no more featuring in the results tonight, and you would say they'd be all putting their support behind Risky if there's a chance he's in there.
I think so. Looking at this, I would say O'Carroll and Holtz.
Well, there's going to be some all right, round 3, the Toowoomba battle continues on the 235s, brought to us by Haltech. It is Scott Cortina. He's coming in, he needs the win. So does Caleb Singh.
Well, these are 2 drivers, the only 2 drivers with 2 wins from 2 starts in Outlaw 235. So one of them is guaranteeing themselves a spot in the final.
This could be a... we've seen this before. They're just about as good as everyone else. They might end up being able to get a rematch in the final if someone goes.
And how's this? In round 2, Cortina went 463. Sang went 469.
All right, another call. OG275, OG315, and Renegade 550 and K525. Round 3, K525. Round 3, Renegade 550. To the lanes, please. That's their first call. All right, 235s are plenties. Turbo LS, Pro Charged.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a whole shot win here.
Flying HG, 66 beats a 64 on a whole shot. Mark Allen, 51 thousandths at the stripe, and he doesn't mind spanking the Seng boys when he can. We've got all the respect in the world per team, but when the young guys are still going to try and give it to the old fellas, and on one occasion, he can just bend over the knee of the race suit and give him a sound little spanking.
How's the win margin? 5,000.
Whacking his punk kid ass just once. That could be the replay of the final, though. That could be the unfinished double kick your ass business, because look at that. Identical 60 foots too.
I may have said that it's going to be a whole shot win, but I was actually thinking it'd be Caleb.
Yeah, me too. 132, 132, both cars to the 60 foot on a
race.
Yeah, on a 235, 2 completely different combos, tuned by completely different people.
They could be in the final as well. There's a chance that
Small tyre racing.
Caleb can make the final still because of that ET that he's just run.
Small tyre racing continues to impress the crap out of me year after year, Mark. That's just tidy stuff, very much identical in some of these increments. Ben O'Neill, Jaden Singh. Now, Jaden, watch out. Benny O'Neill's got a little machine here. Capri on Capri.
So what they're fighting for here is whoever wins this race, and if they want a chance to get in the final, they need to run quicker than 464.
Needs quicker than a 464 right now. By the look of it, he goes 481. That might be the end. 572 for Jaden. He got one win tonight, so he's got some points for it. But Ben O'Neill, you can say, can Nelly pack it away and say, what a good weekend, good night, good Good start for Kenda with that combo on 235s, a name to be reckoned with, not only probably in 235, but could probably play at OG 275. All right, number 4 to the lanes, please. Renegades to the lanes, round 3. Okay, already the Outlaw 275 final will be this. O'Carroll and Holtz, there we go. So that is the final of Outlaw 275. It is going to be Captain Risky.
So we got that one right, so that's good. We got that one right.
That's right. Thank you. Another call for Renegade, and that's round 3, Renegade. At K525, round 3. So Hot Rod 1, whoever else we've got in there. K525, Phil gets to the lanes. K525, round 3 to the lanes. Renegades 550, round 3 to the lanes. Moving them on now, Matty McCandles. 864 cubes, the track to himself, finish off the round at 235. This might be the night for Matty, but it's good to see he's making progress. It's just got so much of everything, this car, except tyre.
Well, this has no bearing on the finals.
I know, but I just hope it's a little tickler and hope it works for it.
They only take one pass to change the weekend for him.
Yeah. Good to see him getting a bit of steering. Oh, it did plant the suspension well that time. It did want to try and hook it up. I always still think the 864 cubes has got something getting in the way of it making that 235 work. I can't quite put my finger on it. Like, how do you tame the beast? You're only asking to tame the beast for maybe 60, 80, 100 foot. And then the rest of it, you know, hopefully it's hooked up. And it's amazing just how well these things stay hooked up once you dead hook them and you don't zing them all the way down the track. So Matty will finish off with that and put the hatchback back intact.
And that'll bring
the hatchback back intact.
That'll bring close to Haltech Outlaw 235. We should move into RLC Engine Reconditioning, Kaz Industries, OG 315, tail of the tape at the moment. Doug Day's got 2 wins. Bean and Barrett have both got 1 win, 1 loss, and they will face off against each other if both of them make it here in this final round of racing, which we've got both drivers on our screen.
All right, so I can see Mitch basically getting instructed to go back in the water by Ash Mason, and that when it is time to light it up, to give it some, because this thing is, you know, Mitch has got putting the hammer down.
It's pretty simple. Win the race, and you'll go to the final against Doug Day.
Okay, the 2 rookies in their mighty machines. Daniel Barrett.
Barrett hasn't done a burnout, so
No.
that tells me it might be a bit of a wounded car, maybe because he did just stage in the semi-final, in the second round.
Yep.
And reverse back.
It's a good bit of kit, I can tell you. Really appreciate 2026 kicking off with the new cars, fresh names.
So in this instance, you'd hope that your crew members for Mitchell Bean would just get in the window and say, hey, he didn't do a burnout, don't go red.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether or not we're on the 2-way. You know, of course, some teams have got the 2-way communication. You can have it in the helmet, or whether, you know, we can get by with hand signals. Both have got their benefits. But it is a car that's going to go into stage, and Mitch is just getting himself ready as well. You must say, no matter what happens here with both guys, it's so good that we've got to this part of Kenda and they've got more laps under their belt, and 2026 looks good for both of these cars.
Well, Barrett's going to get points anyway, no matter what here.
And we're sure glad that you built them, and I'm sure glad that the fire burned so well, because we love them. Citizens of Bump City, unite. Although, Dan, I don't know. Might not be lighting it up just yet. Just putting it in. There we go. Here you go.
Wait there.
No, there's technically a win to be had here.
Yeah, someone needs to get to the finish line.
There is a win to be had here. Someone needs to still win. And, yeah, we can't just push them both back as much as maybe the Mustang can only do that. Mitchell, I think, just got lost in the moment. I think he just got lost in the moment. I don't know what it was. He knew what he needed to do, but then when you see Daniel limp off, it just sort of, gentlemen, yes, anyone? Mitch gets it. Won't get lane choice, but say with an 18.39. But that's
we don't know yet. We don't know.
But again, I think the thing's ready. I don't think that's wounded. I mean, obviously, you would say Daniel's got some issue that's not letting him run.
That would be smart for Mitchell Bean, if he knew that
Yeah, and
Barrett's wounded. Don't hurt the car because it's a short turnaround to the final.
Yep, and yes, it's a solo. Well, in the final, we won't know. It depends. If you want to try and win the race, you will have to send it one more time, Mitch. But that was save the bacon sort of moment there. And you know what? Normally, you would see anyone in the spot-on team would probably give Mitch that notice, say, listen, we're going to stage it, but, you know, we're not going to play secrets there. Okay, the second final to be determined tonight is Outlaw 235. It is Caleb and Cortina again. 2.0. Well, if you're in the UFC promotion, the final of Haltech Outlaw 235 tonight is a rematch. Caleb versus
That's going to be a good race in the
Cortina,
final,
2.0.
200s between them in the third round. It was a whole shot win for Cortina.
And the spanking, and I got a photo of the spanking. Let's have a look at that photo again of the Cortina spanking. Not that it's a spanking. 064 light to Caleb's 090, and this is the crazy stuff. 1329.60 for Caleb, 1326 for Scott, 318 for Caleb to the 330, 322 for Scott, and then 466 beats a 464 by 5 thousandths of a second. 5 thousandths of a second. And both side by side, 170 mile an hour. So we got that to look forward to for the final then, have we? What will it be? Will there be a fitty? Are you going to be bold enough to spank you with a fitty? Or do you put a 6-0 in it?
Do you think Doug Day is going to do a full lap here, like with the short turnaround?
This is.
I wouldn't be
probably
surprised
not,
if we see another just a.
Well, we saw Mitch do it, and again, Dougie, we're questioning whether or not the pride of the Iron Lion is still in amazing upkeep, because I know we did see a little leak out of it. We did see it obvious for a round in qualifying, so I know that up in Mackay probably nearly cost him everything up there when he broke the gearbox up there in Mackay, and that could have been a round that changed the championship. But here he is. He's looks like he's going to have a shot here. Tried something, 131 in the 60, and
that was spinning as well, 131, yeah.
131 with a spin on the way out, 058 off the tree. So look, was Dougie going to have a crack? Certainly by the look of that.
He gets lane choice with a 10-second pass.
Well, there you go. It's either an 18 or a 10-0. So that will be Doug Day against Mitchell B.
That brings a close to RLC Engine Reconditioning and CAS Industries OG 315. We move into OG 275, brought to us by BRP Racing Transmission Coolers.
All right, round 3, Chicago Shootout. You see how it's all been working, folks. Right now, scenarios are occurring. They're maturing. They're evolving.
Every single driver in this round of racing has a chance to make the final. All 5.
Is that right? All right.
Every single driver. So every race has various potential final spots.
Well, Daniel Hookham, thanks for that.
Well, Hookham was the only driver with 2 wins going into this round of racing. He's meant to be up against Scotty Hipwell.
All right, no Scotty Hipwell.
No Scotty Hipwell. Well, Hookham will go 3 from 3, so he's the only driver that can potentially go 3 from 3.
Don't forget, all competitors, that we're looking for the most consistent package out of you lot. $300 voucher thanks to Performance Wholesale, so you can bring your time slips up when you're done and see what the spread is over 3 slips in racing. The Bolt King of Bling we got to think of, the Pure Bliss Beauty Bar Cruise Style, the Platz's Best Reaction still at 021 with Moose.
Yep, no one's beat the 021, so that, if you're a driver that's no chance of making a final, absolutely get the reaction time.
Want to hear that again? Yeah, thank you for the lungs one more time, Daniel Hookham. 6'10". Geez, that big run a lot of good numbers today in that low 6-second zone. He is an OG 275.
He actually went that identical to the thousands in the second round as well, 6100.
That's getting some race car love back as well for the day. All right, here we go. Steve Farrelly. We knew he was going to get the solo here in round 3, I think. And can he feature if he goes for something?
Yeah, it's going to come down to a tiebreaker for whoever the other finalist is going to be against Hookham.
He wouldn't thought at the beginning of the day when he zinged it 3 times in this thing, nearly binned it, like he had a big zing there during quali, and could just end up in the final. It just goes to prove you've got to turn up. Could be brilliance or Bradbury. Could be Farrelly's
You
moment.
could probably say Hookham's had the Bradbury. He had a
Hookham's
solo round 1, a red light from Gridley round 2, and Hookham had a ball run in the 3rd round.
It's a bit of Bradbury. All right, can he do it? Big send here, 5:08. Oh, let's see how it goes. Farrelly, what's that? 2 from 3 or 1 from 3?
2 from 3.
2 from 3 and a 5:08.
It's all going to come down to the ET now. So whoever wins this race, Lindner has to go quicker than a 5:08.4, and they potentially have a spot in the final against Hookham.
Wow. Look, that's still a pretty tight thing
Yeah,
to
the 5:08.
consider.
Yeah.
5:08. And we know Gridley can go 490s. We know
He went
Barney
480 in the second round.
well, Barney went 5-1 in that last run, so he's ready to be right there in case this van slips up. 532 cubes twin turbo, 588 cubes in the Nova nitrous on board. Jessie Lindner, well, she's got to get back in the Camaro. She's 2 from 2, so Jessie's out there trying to get Dad into stage and has got to get back in the Camaro for Rumble for round 3. There's the big spray from Barney's Nova, Dale Gridley. Barney loves beating up turbo cars if he can. For Gridley, Barney's going to give it to him, but he's not going to have enough. 485 to a 521. Great drag race. Barney a bit quicker in the 60. 128 to the 60. 129 for Gridley. Gridley just a bit better on the tree. 114 against Barney's 185. And 4/10 at the stripe. 85. And I'd say Gridley's done enough.
Yeah, unofficially, I think Gridley 2 wins. 485 is the quickest of the drivers with 2 wins from 3 starts, so I think it'll be Hookham and Gridley, but we'll announce it once we get the official word from Control Tower.
He's always nipping at the buds there, Barney, and just on any given day, and I know he had a Bradbury, he admits it, years ago in Sydney, Bradbury and OG 275 down there, so he's admitted it. He can get there on the Bradbury in the past, not tonight. All right, Ruckus, Rumble, Renegade to the lanes for round 3, please. All right. Yes, it's another gift. The 2J gift keeps on giving, and it is 2 fine gentlemen. We gave you a rap about Hot Rod and Phil. This is Juan and Phil. Again, just very impressive blokes, I can tell you that. An honour to know them both. And as I said, Phil's kind of built this thing up over many years. So has Juan. You talk about history with cars. They're both they may nearly have 20 to 25 years with these cars. They could nearly be 30 years with these cars.
Yeah, Juan's had that for a while since.
Nearly.
Yeah.
Phil's had the Honda for a long time, and here they are still racing in 2026. That fills my soul. That warms my heart. Bit of Bump City too, different type of Bump City. Now the identical reaction times. Phil just jumped the tire a little bit. One goes for a walk, 5:19. 5:19 on the 25, can't slow it down. Phil gets did he get another win? Did he have another go last time?
Both drivers hadn't had a win yet today.
Right. Yeah. So Phil gets one.
And one was 0 today.
Oh, well.
Yep. It happens.
But you know, he'll get his head around that and it'll be back more than ever. All right, here we go. This matters. I think this race matters a bit, doesn't it?
I think these guys are going to race each other in the final.
Oh, Nostra Marcus.
Because they both have 2 wins, and Kudnik and Penny they only got 1 win between them.
Nostra.
So I think Williams and Scotty are going to race each other again in the final.
Okay, Renegades, Ruckus and Rumble for round 3 to the lane. Scooter's on his way.
So this could be a warm-up for the final.
Okay, the final in OG 315 is Mitchell Bean and Doug Day. The final of OG 275 is Gridley and Hookham. There we go, you got that?
Yep. We've been right so far tonight, Chris.
Well, you know what?
Good.
I always start every new year with enthusiasm. All right, here we go. Hot Rod's got to bump it in here. 5:25. It matters right now, both sides of the racetrack. Could be a 2.0 coming in the final. Clean green. Hot Rod's out there. Whole shot, little whole shot. Watch out for that. 25, 20. Oh, it's like rumble all over again. Hot Rod 5-2-0 on the 25-49. Gets it back. Scott could be that Bradbury moment we're talking about. A moment of Bradbury, a moment of luck.
Well, they've got to race each other in the final anyway, I believe so.
There you go. Well, that's Mark's call, Nostromarcus.
That's K525 done, brought to us by Your Plumbing Solutions as we move now into Radial Renegade, Simon Carroll Swimming Pools.
All right, come on, Russell. Come on, Matt.
This is going to be fun, working all these ones out.
Mate, yeah, well, Mark, let's just... I don't think there's bearings on both these guys. I don't think they can make it.
If Rogan gets a win, he potentially, it could be if there's a tiebreak with 2 wins and 1 loss.
I want Russell to spank 1 V8 today. Sorry, Matt. Nothing personal. Not to be for the 13B. He's going to put it back in there. Good on you, Russell. 563. That car's done 564, 563, 563, 560. Remember it ran before. So Matt Rogan, who knows? 550 is the index. As close to 550 in the final round is what we need if you think you can get to a final. 3 from 3 is going to make it academic. We're not quite at academic yet, not with some of these pairings, but Ash Pemberton's going to give himself a hot shot to be there.
Well, he's had 2 wins today,
okay.
Pemberton. So that's the big thing in this race here, Ash Pemberton. He could go for 3 from 3, but we do have a bunch of drivers with 2 wins from 2 starts, and none of them are racing each other.
Okay, Rebels, round 3 to the lanes, please. Rebel, round 3 to the lanes.
You can't sleep on Michael Todd, though. He might not have had a win yet today, but he can run on that 550.
Pemberton, watch out, Ash Pemberton, tapping the brakes. 58 to a 49, he did enough.
Todd goes 49 with a 9.
He did enough, 51,000 to the strike. Oh, Ash Pemberton, you can't just keep on winning like that because the tap of the brakes, the car's quick. You know the car's quick. 558 at 105 mile an hour, but he's keeping it within the guardrail. He's staying in the lane.
The problem with hitting the brakes is that if it comes to a tiebreaker,
ET
is the 58 going to be quick enough?
That's right. 3 from 3 with a 58. Another call. Ruckus to the lanes. Round 3. Ruckus round 3 to the lanes. Rebels round 3 to the lanes. Rumble. Here we go. Another one of the ones he was going to have to face eventually. Connor Webb and Aris Cantolian is going to be one of the guys you'd have to face. I said, I hope you get Aris. I hope you get Sengi. So I hope you get all these guys. You're going to have to get him eventually, Connor. And here he is.
So both these drivers had an identical day, 1 win, 1 loss.
Okay, this could matter for a finals berth. Maybe, who knows? 048 takes Aris a little bit to school. Aris still 083. Right to the stripe, though. It's a 52 to a 78. So, yeah, Connor just making sure he didn't go too quick. He had a shot at the 3 and he got Aris. But a 552 for Aris. So finishes with a 552 in round 3. If there is a tiebreaker, 552, we will consider it. That's where it's normally been before.
All right, this race here, Jason Sang has got 2 wins from 2 starts. So if he gets a win here, he will be the second of our drivers with 3 wins here in round number 3, joining Ash Pemberton. Mitchell Sloan has not got a win yet in racing.
You know what? I'm going to let these guys... Going to let the pipes sing here because again another cranky NA race, and in round 3 of Renegade I'm going to let the NAs go here. May the best man win. This is going to be tight. This is why Sengi won the belt. Good in these moments, good in these situations. Oh, two lights for Sloan. He can just sit there and wait for Sengi. 7 seconds to the second bulb. He doesn't care, doesn't see it. Stripe, don't go too quick. Oh, 48 to a 52. It will take you 52 with a 5. Jason, is that enough? 3 from 3 with a 552. 548. There's that fine line, isn't it? Mitchell Sloan, a little bit outreacted. Couldn't cover it. 1,000 at the finish line.
All right.
Look at that, 1,000 at the finish line.
Now that we've got 2 drivers with 3 wins, you've got to get 3 wins and be better than a 558 from Pemberton.
How did Ambrose go last round there?
He's gone loss, but Butler's gone win.
Okay, Paul Butler, big moment here, but Jim Ambrose could just uncork another 550. Well, that's going to be hard for Butler to maybe get there. Flies in the ointment all the way around. Oh, he got outreacted too. Watch out, Paulie Butler there's a big Kingswood you can't catch. It's a Kingswood you can't catch, but when it goes double breakout, it's back and Paul Butler. And you know what, Paul Butler, what do you do when it's 3 from 3 and you've got to use a 45?
Well, you don't.
You don't.
It's too quick.
You don't. This is a little side drama that we do get in these events, is when you go perfect in wins, we can't take an illegal ET. Remember we had racing Jason Gisotti one year. He went 3 from 3 but went like a 49. We couldn't take the 49. Couldn't get him into the final if we tried.
Troy Lewis has got 2 wins. He's going to get 3 from 3 here with this win here in round number 3. 5.58 with a 2, he's got to be better than. So 5.58 or with a 1.
5.58 to be in the final.
He's got the best light of the night so far with an 0.20.
Troy Lewis goes 5.57. Is it enough?
It is enough.
It is enough. Wow, Troy Lewis. 0.20 light all of a sudden. We had Randall Laurie at 0.22, Moose at 0.21, and now Troy Lewis at 0.20 for Platz's light of the night. Best reaction time in racing. $300 coming his way.
I think someone's got to get a 0.00 somewhere.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
And that brings a close to Simon O'Carroll Swimming Pool's Radial Renegades. We now move into Radial Ruckus, and that's supported by the team over at Radial Spool Imports. Actually, is this another pairing? Oh, nope. Yeah, we're definitely into Ruckus.
All right, Ruckus 580, yep. Harry Thwaite, Ryan Durant. Harry needs to stamp the intent here.
He's gone win-loss. Durant has not got a win yet today.
Okay, so Harry needs to fight here. Is it enough? Is it too little too late? A win here would send him 2 from 3. How close to the 580? That matters. It can matter.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically the maths is for Harry Thwaite, get a win and go 580.
All right.
And that gives him his best chance of potentially making a final.
Third and final round for all of our categories. Who goes to the final? .73 for Harry Thwaite. He is out there. That barrel's making power. No one's tapping brakes. No one's lifting. 84. Never left. He goes. 84. 2 from 3 and a 584. Is that Harry? Ryan Durant, 1 from 3, I think. No wins. No wins. Zip 593, 594, 602. Really got to steer the Carkeet family ute, and what a treasure, what a treat. 584 the 0 for Harry Thwaite. Is it enough? We'll have to see the rest of these guys. Oh, I've got to let them sing again, Mark. I don't know, it's just that thing. It's an indulgence. Please, indulge me. I will never get sick at how strong Dan Case's Tirana sounds like. That's a strong Aspo small block. That Britnell's no slouch either. That thing's got a little bit of spray on it, but it's cranky. It's 5 seconds as well.
Case has been pretty strong today. He's gone 2 from 2, so he could be the first driver to get 3 wins here in this round of racing for the Ruckus guys. So
580 is the index. Matt Britnell, bit of spray. Small block forward gets him into the 5s. Daniel Case, we know that Tirana. Dragon Drive Beast. RPM and Carbies is Dan's happy place. As we said, third round doesn't get any less boring when you've got scenarios like this. I'm going to let them eat, let them sing. May the best man win. Gentlemen, your lungs, please. Little short shift there from Dan. 590 to 112 mile an hour. That might be enough for him. 603 there for Matt Britnell. Just ducks out of the 5s just for another moment. Might be the end of the night for Matt today. Dan Case, is that 3 from 3 with a 590?
yeah, Daniel Case, he's the first of our drivers to get 3 wins here.
Oh, that's strong, that thing. It just didn't sound like he just took some RPM at it on that run, and it just gave him the safe 90. Here's Timmy Cross here at Pimble. Could it be Timmy and Dan? Could it be Pimble in there?
Timmy Cross could be the second of our drivers to get 3 wins if he gets a win here against Pimble.
All right, straight in, straight out. Oh, big hole. Tell you what, Timmy could be in trouble unless Pimble breaks out. Timmy, that luck, that Bradbury. No, 87 for Pimble. Strap one on Crossy. Could have just cost him. Could have cost him a place in the final, Mark. 587. Timmy's now 2 from 3, but a 592 in round 3. All right, the final of K525 will be Hot Rod against Scotney. So there we go, Maryborough versus Dolby, and Renegade will be Jason Singh against Lewis. So Troy could win the Cortina, and Jason Singh in the Tirana. There we go. So that's another great final coming up in Renegade. So we've got nearly all our finalists there, and of course let's start making the call. I know it's hard considering we've got other categories to go. All finalists to the lanes, please. All finalists to the lanes as obviously as quick as you can. We are going to still do all our prep and everything, but you know what happens when we get to finals, we don't muck around. So O'Carroll and Holtz will be the final of 275. Cortina and Caleb Sang for Outlaw 235. Get ready for the lanes when you can. OG 315, Mitchell Bean, Doug Day, you'll be doing the same, I know. Hookham and Gridley, OG 275. Scotney and Hot Rod Williams in K525 to the finals, please, to the lanes. And Sang and Lewis when you can. All right, Russell Tonkin, RPM, all yours.
He's going to go 2 wins from 3 starts here. He needs a quick ET though if he wants to be in the calculations. He goes 6:01.
Guys, he's won
15 miles an hour.
He's gone 6:02, 6:03, and then that's the second 6:019. You can tell me that thing's not sorted.
He was consistent in racing, 99, 02 and 01. So
some of these cars are so sorted, Mark.
We've still only got one driver with 3 wins though.
ETs, when you can't even split a tenth amongst them, like all your ETs then. When you can hit it that hard 4 or 5 times, that's some good stuff going in the glove box straight afterwards.
Well, we still have a few drivers to come forward here in Ruckus, but
this
seems to be a bit silent.
Traffic's a little slow, mate. Traffic's a little slow. But we've got it rolling around because we know we're looking for the Rumblers, we're looking for the Rebels. We've had the 580s now. Strap yourself in, Mark. Are you ready for the 550s? Right, they'll be coming up soon. Not just yet. Grant Scott, last one of this round, is it?
I've still got another pairing on the list as well, yeah.
Okay, so Grant Scott's out there. He's the one that went 5.80 today, like 8.0 flat. So
we could have a big comeback here.
Yeah, I think
Ruckus,
mate. Well, honestly,
with 2
right
wins,
now,
with only one driver and 3 wins. If Coles doesn't come back out in this round, we've still got the one more pairing. He's the only other driver that can go 3 from 3.
Well,
it's
in Brent's best interest that the RX-7 gets out there right now. Grant Scott gets a freebie here. How's he look, Mark?
Well, he wants to get a win here because it'll give him 2 from 3. But he needs to go better than 5.84.0 from Harry Thwaite to be in calculations.
Oh, no, we can't count that. There we go. 5.78. 5.80 would have put him nearly in there as the next.
At the moment, I would have Dan Case as the only driver with 3 wins.
Yep.
The next best is Harry Thwaite with 2 wins and 1 loss with a 5.84.0.
Right. Here's Lynchy, and I can't hear that 13B, so maybe no Colsey.
If Colsey doesn't come out, that it is going to go to the countback for the drivers with 2 wins.
All right. I love that. Again, we can't plan this at the beginning of the day, but when we get to the end of it, that's how it's going to be. People not turning up, can't get there, whatever. We make the call, we get them through to round 3. Lynchy gets one. Now, what can Lynchy do anything here?
He hasn't run in the 5s yet today, so he would need to run his quickest pass by about 2.5 tenths.
Oh, okay. No pressure then, Bradley.
So 5.83 with a 9 or better, we get him a spot in the final, potentially.
So 5.83 with a 9. Lynchy, what can he do? Last run of the day, 6.060. Hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend, Bradley. That's you, sir. They're back in the clubhouse. Remember we used to talk about, you're back in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Nothing more you can do. Enjoy the balcony, and we'll see you at trophies. All right, that was Bradley Lynch. That was our 580s.
Yeah, brought to us by Radial Spool Imports. We now move into Radial Rumble. Big thank you to Quick 60 Race Cars, supporting the Rumble bracket.
Rumble ready to go.
Yeah, we had Gemel, Lidner, Laurie, Alan McKinnon with 2 wins.
Let's just have a look at what we got here, because I know we haven't seen the fitties yet, though, have we? Oh, no, we did. This is where we're at now. We did. I remember Ash in round 3 there. So, yeah, we did see all of that. This is from 580s to the 640s. This is the Rumblers. Just holding up for a moment as we're checking things out. Here come the numbers. So we check the next category in. Round number 3. That's it, Rumble. Duncan McKenna, Kerry Rayner. Both being slowing the beast down all day. Let's look for some tapping of the brakes if we get through the whole shot. Round 3, McKenna and Rayner for Rumble. Brought to us by Quick 60 Race Cars. Clean green. A little bit for the Commodore, but there's a lot of cubes there in that Charger. No one's tapping the brakes. Duncan McKenna, 48 beats a 56. It's not a bad one for Dunk, so I don't know if he can do anything with it. That might be the end of the weekend for Migaloo.
Next up, Damien Morris and Gus Gemmell. Gemmell, 2 wins from 2 starts. Morris, this is surprising, hasn't got a win yet today.
Come on, Damo, just get the one in, mate. He's thrown the toys out before then if he can't get a win, but he's back here at the beginning of the season. Got to get one, got to get back on the horse, so let's see how he goes. Straps the whole shot on Gus Gemmell, whether he taps the brakes or whatever he does. Look at this closing in from Gemmell. There you go. 42 gets beaten by 49 by virtue of the whole shot by 74 thousandths at the stripe. So he was coming in fast, old Gus Gemmell. Damien was on the roll-off, definitely on the roll-off, no tappy. See, he's more of a crafty racer. He won't show you that he's braking, but he might just lift so you don't know.
He was doing the old womp.
The old womp.
Both these drivers have got 2 wins from 2 starts.
All right.
So one of them is going to go 3 from 3.
All right, all the way from Karaki in New South Wales is Mac and McKinnon. I love your pipes. Paul Allen, the 68 Camaro, 632 cubes. Thank you very much. 640.
Well, not much between the reaction time side of things. 300's advantage for McKinnon.
No one tapping the brakes, but it is a 72, clears a 92. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for your custom. Hope you enjoyed Rumble for 2026.
Well, he's got 3 from 3,
Who?
Paul Allen.
Paul Allen?
Yeah, he goes 3 from 3 with that win.
Okay, hang on. We might have more than 1 3 from 3, so 672 becomes the ET we start to
Becomes
think
the
of.
ET, yes.
72 becomes something we must think of. Jesse Lindner, guess what? Jesse's got to go against a guy that went nearly smack on the 40 last run. This is a big moment. I don't know. I don't want to overhype it right now because I want to give both races the best chance to clear their heads and get to the line because this race matters as well for Jessie.
Yeah, well, she's 2 from 2. She could join Paul Allen on 3 wins.
She had a jump. 071 to 1 for 1. She's got a chance, but Rose has got that Coyote on board. They hit the stripe. Jessie, does she go through? There she goes. 45. 3 from 3 and a 45. That could be a final. 071 light for Jessie. 071 light could be in the final with that. That could very well be.
I don't think she could be knocked out because there's only one other driver with 2 wins. So even if they run quicker than Jessie, she would be the second quickest of the 3 wins.
All right, Randall, yeah. Laurie, Lee Ellison. Could this matter as well?
Yeah,
for
Laurie's got 2 from 2. He's been killer on the tree as well and running low 640s.
Oh, there's the red. Oh, you've done it. You did it, Mark. That was Mark. That was Mark.
I'm sorry, Laurie. I'm just...
Sorry, Laurie. Sorry, Laurie. 39 with a 6. He would have had it too. Oh, double stab. That's a double kick in the balls. That's like getting kicked twice, isn't it? That's like a red light, 45. Could have won it with a breakout beside you. Double chop. 2 double roundhouse kicks to the groin area there. Sorry, Randall. Jessie's still looking good for a finals berth.
It could be Paul Allen and Jessie Linney.
2 Camaros.
No other driver can go 3 from 3.
Could be 2 Camaros in the final. Here we go. Dave Floor finishes off Rumble round number 3. Could be the last round of the night for him. Look at that sweet deal. Look at it. XB. Australia. Green and gold. A little bit of gold, a lot of green. The 393 sings one more time for us. 689 for Dave Floor. That'd be his, I think his weekend in Rumble so far. That is it for that one. It is. Oh, hang on, one more Rumble.
Yeah, one more.
One more Rumble. Here's another final for Ruckus. It is Dan Case and Harry Thwaite.
There you go. Yep, that's what we had down.
Dan and Harry. Dan Case to the lanes with Harry Thwaite for Ruckus 580. Bill Cumner, what can he do? Big 498 cube big block. Nice run, 675. I'd say that's the end for Billy for the Saturday.
Yeah, unofficially, I think with only 2 drivers with 3 wins, so it'll be Lindner and Paul Allen.
Well, we can wait for race control to make that announcement. I feel like I'm in a funny position here because, you know, that is the boss's daughter. That's going to be in the final. He's going to be a very proud dad.
Yeah, that brings it close to quick 60 race cars. Radial Rumble, we now move into Radial Rebels, brought to us by 60 Foot Inc. Total of the tape, we've got Morton with 2 wins, Platzer with 2 wins, O'Halloran with 2 wins, Williams with 2 wins.
Oh, right, okay.
right.
This matters. Troy Hutton couldn't buy a trick. Normally he's sharpening everyone up, but here today, not Troy's perfect day.
Taskus is looking for his first win as well.
Oh, Taskus, reaction time. Look, he's out and reacted. Troy Hutton, 107 to 179. No one's tapping the brakes. No one's going to the stripe. Right over it. 707 to a 708. What a great drag race, gentlemen. Is that enough for some of you? Taskus, maybe. 707.
No.
No. Okay.
Both drivers are only going to have 1 win at the end of the day.
All right, there we go. So we always got Kerry's mic here, I notice. Yep, thinking of the big man. All of our great guys watching drag racing still from above. Craig Williams and Ben Jack, 700, Ford on Ford.
Craig Williams could be the first of our drivers with 3 wins here. He's got the whole shot by just over a 1/10 of a second over the Ford. The Mustang is out in front at the moment.
Too much in front.
No, he's all right. 715 gets the win. Is 715 going to be quick enough though for the drivers with 3 wins if we have to use on the tiebreaker?
Oh, come on, put your hands together for Scooter March. Wake up, Australia. Here he is. That might be his last run of his first Kenda, but you got to admit, once he crawls under your skin, you're a big fan of Scooter March and what he's able to do with Frankie, the pickup. Does it matter? Can he get into a final? Well, I mean, I thought about it earlier on in the day. Wouldn't it be
just
great?
depends on what happens with the other drivers with 2 wins.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Scooter's he's got no slouch here. This thing's a little bit too quick for him as well. Ben Taylor, both can go 6s. Watch out, clean green. A little bit better to Scooter. He's out there now. Ben Taylor making more of it. Hitting the stripe on the brakes. Tap, tap, tap. 701. Oh, 701.
Lost off 30 mile an hour.
Wow, 701 on the picks hard. 712 there for Scooter. Nice skid, nice run at the end, and there'll be a smile on the man's face. He'll have another cup of tea and enjoy the rest of the celebrations in the evening of our best Kenda our first Kenda of the year. She's in quick. Charlie Gregory here in the Bluebird. Sean O'Halloran just hurrying up to get the key. Oh, I tell you what, he rolled the beat. Hey, 019. Hang on a sec. 019, best light of the night so far. Sean O'Halloran, and this is funny, 762, won't get the win. A red light, not a breakout, just flat out run, rolls the beam, wasn't a red light, but it was the light of the night so far. 019, could have that $300 in his pocket. Platzer's Auto Electrics. All right, the final of Rumble, it is Allen and Lidner. It is the red Camaro of Allen, I think, and it's the white Camaro of Jesse Lidner. That is the Rumble final. Filch, Petrovic, Reese Platzer both having a crack. 082 there, Phil. He's out there in front. Here comes the Commodore. No one's tapping the brakes. 11. Oh, and a 711 beats a 701. There's your whole shot. But, geez, Mark, that's 35. That's 3,000. God, these wins, folks. Keep that up. Can I get that photo? Can we get that photo real quick? Just another one of these amazing margin of victories.
Suddenly, we've got a lot of drivers that had 2 wins not getting a win here in round 3. We've suddenly got the one driver with 3 wins.
I told you Rebels can belt out just as tight stuff as anything. This is another race that might matter. Bodie and Tim.
Hey, Timmy's got 2 wins.
Wow, 075 straps a whole shot on Tim. Tim can run that thing right on the 701. The Commodore's there tapping the brakes. His Bodie can't keep it. Oh, 700. 700 for Tim. Bodie got squeezed to a 695, and he had the whole shot. He'll look at that time slip and go, you know what, and remember last round? You know what, son? That's a learning moment again there, Bodie. He's had a couple of good learning moments tonight. That's one there where, wow, he was in a drag race there, Mark Allen. Welcome to the neighbourhood, Bodie. You're fitting just perfect, son. You're fitting just perfect. All right, Trent Assenheim finishes off, I think, our Rebels. This will be round 3 of everything, folks, and do not go anywhere because we'll be rustling up a bit of prep for the final, and all of our finalists will be going to the staging lanes as we still try and determine who might be in the last category of the night, the Rebel 700 field. A 797 with a 6 for Trent Assenheim finishes off his campaign, as in all of our competitors that have run over 3 rounds of the Chicago Shootout. Now, Mark, a recap.
recap of Rebels, I believe that we only had 2 drivers in the end with 3 wins, and that was Williams and Morton.
All right, let's see what comes.
We'll wait for race control, and we'll call it officially as soon as they give it to us, but yeah.
Let's see what comes back from race control for that. But we've got, I think, Paul Allen and Jesse Lidner in the final of Rumble. So I think that is Jesse's first final. So what a way to start 2026.
She raced in juniors, didn't she, as well?
She's running juniors, I think.
Yeah, she raced juniors.
I think she'd either won or got to a final as well, Jesse. So she's there.
I'm just saying more of the XJD races.
Duncan McKenna, he's in. That stumps for him. Old Sterlo's back, Migaloo Sterlo. There he is, he's back. Duncan's finished and is into the cups of tea like Scooter will be as well. So good to see you enjoyed your first Kenda here. Our crew will be doing that last little bit of smearing, getting the track prepped just for that last hit for everyone that can get, or lucky enough, fortunate enough, smart enough, brave enough to make their way to the finals that we've already talked about. Big finals coming up in every category. Is it exciting in you? Well, it is for 2026. Is it any less exciting than what we've seen in the past? Absolutely bloody not. In fact, we are on point to start the season, Mark. You must agree. We are as on point as our first hit of the season as we were when we left it last year.
It's exciting, mate. And obviously it's good to see some of these teams are going to start the season off strong, and hopefully they continue on, travel to these tracks for the 5-round series.
And, you know, they talk about, you know, where were we 12 months ago, where were we at the start of the last season and everything like that. Well, I mean, even what we had Grantley up here before, talking to Grantley about it. Look what Grantley's done in 12 months, what he did in a 10-month campaign. And not only put himself on the map, but I just know that if the Americans didn't know about the Australian radial scene and community before that, and especially we've got so many great people from Australia working in America or know each other that can't travel to and from the States.
Who's tuning the car for Grantley when he's over there with the setups?
I do think it's in the hands of the Proline, sort of the Proline Brains Trust that's over there, and that can. I know. Look, there's a name of the guy that really does all the tuning for it, and everyone else will know his name. I don't. I can see his face. I just can't put his name. But he's cluey, very cluey. I think he's even helped Ryan Martin in the past and everything like that through all the Proline stuff. So in very good hands in regards to that. And as he said, you know, he's had a couple of the Aussie guys stay involved. They'll be able to get over there and help with Stuart Gatt and Con as well. So that's been helping as far as the Aussie contingent. But yeah, proudly waving the Aussie flag when they race over there. And as he said, when did he say he's flying out again? Next week.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, he's back out there again.
All right, the final determined pairs are this: Tim Morton and Craig Williams. That is Rebel. So attention in the pits, these finalists to the lanes, please. Rebel, Tim Morton and Craig Williams to the lanes. Rumble, Paul Allen and Jesse Lidner. Ruckus, Dan Case and Harry Thwaite. Renegade, Jason Seng and Toby Lewis. Craig Scotney and Hot Rod Williams for K525 to the lanes, please. Dan Hookham and Dale Gridley for OG275. Mitchell Bean and Dougie Day to the lanes, please. Scott Cortina and Caleb Seng, and Simon O'Carroll and Ryan Holtz. They're our finalists to get to the lanes as soon as we can. Maybe that could be it, Plucker. Could be Jamie Miller. Could be. Plucker's into it. Mind you, Plucker also put a little comment there when I suggested pro stock cars on radials need an auto, and he goes, one does not put an auto in a pro stock car. That's Plucker who loves his
I agree on that one.
Well, you know what? It's not like it's unheard of. Like, we've got a lot of cars in with radials on, with clutches, and you just don't hear too much about it. And when you look at the class called Stick Shift that runs at things like World Cup Final, everything like that, they're on radial tyres. They're not a slick thing. That's a radial thing. So there's a lot of quick stick shift cars in the world. So, yeah, why not try and get that? And even, of course, the old original OG Titan Super running in like, I think, limited drag radial or on 275, still be able to put that thing low, 4 1s over the 8th with a clutch and a Liberty. So there is a lot of art into getting a clutch to work with a radial car and all that horsepower. And yeah, thanks Plucker for the wrap there as well. We'll get you on the Gordito Tuesday. I'll be up to something on Tuesday. I bought I bought a few things. I can make stuff now. I've got a few things I can do. you ever do that during, when you were getting bits and pieces together? You're constantly going through the fittings catalogue trying to find this bit and the other. Another trip to the nut and bolt shop.
Yes.
A couple of more ties, a few things like that. Just when you're trying to get something together. And remember, everyone's got their own workshop setups. Mine's as good as I can probably make it. Are there professional shops out there that add every single thing you need to do these things on a daily basis? Absolutely. And because it's like anything, you skill up enough to do it every day, it goes together quicker, more efficiently. I don't put race cars together every day, so yes, my thing is taking a bit of time, as I only really want to do a lot of it myself. A lot of the mastery is already done, of course.
I'm lucky that I have a Kevy in the background.
Oh, look, we all need a Kevy.
Kevy's been looking after my race car since he was, 15
is that
years
right?
old, 14, 15 years old, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Kevin Morton's 15-year-old
14, 15 years old.
caretaker. Yeah, a caretaker. And of course, he charges you a fortune for that, doesn't he? How much did you do that for? Nothing. How's that for a mate?
No. I always pay bills. I say, yeah, even though it's his business, mate. I'm just because I'm one of his best mates. I still pay the money and all that because he needs the money. That's his business.
Everyone needs a Kevy. You just can't get one. Is that right?
My problem is now, he's that busy. It's like, hey, dude, you just want to hang out? Now I've got to work on cars.
Yeah, I know. See, that's the problem. Mates and buddies for years, and then they get really good at something, and all of a sudden it's not as much time. But again,
that's the livelihood. I've always looked at it. I want to support his livelihood.
Yes.
And that's what.
But any time you're ready to go, he'll put it in the schedule when you're ready to go. And isn't it amazing that your priorities do change when you've got a business? When someone's ready to go racing or testing, that's kind of the focus just slips there because it's game day, it's race time, this is what the whole business has evolved to be.
Yep.
Someone else goes racing. Kev's in the business, like Paul Mahate, like these guys, like Spotlight, like everyone, that when a customer wants to go racing, ultimate priority for a business is to be there when that person does it. Tick the box, another one across the line, another one living the dream, looking at the example that's been set before them. And I know when Kevy gets back in a car, Kevy can race too.
He's raced my dragster as well.
Kevy's good. We've seen Kevy drive Sengi's car and everything like that as well, the Tirana. So we know that Kevy can steer. And we've seen a few things, even at road trip level where Kevy's come into the shootout, the 650 shootout or whatever. Or
one of my favourite stories with Kevy, because obviously we've been hanging out since we were kids. He's always been he's always been a guy that wanted to tune. So we used to play like the NHRA drag racing games.
Oh yes.
So he would, because he wasn't as good on the game as me. So he would put the tune. I would have to leave the room so I couldn't see his tune up, and I would come back in and I would drive the car for him, and then I would put my own tune up and we'd see who would win.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And you're a better driver, but he was a better tuner.
Because it was a computer game. So,
yes, I know.
So, but we weren't allowed to see each other's tune-ups, but he wanted me to drive because I could just get the car down a bit better on the game.
I must admit, that NHRA drag racing game had enough in that for me. And I know games, like some of the games my kids play now, when I see them, just blows my mind. But even just that basic computer game, literally computer game, to be able to do your clutch lockups, your clutch weights, your blower drive, your ignition, just everything a fueler had, and just play with it.
It was fun. It even had a race pack on it. And
the hardest car I couldn't drive is the pro stock cars. I could not drive a pro stock car to suit me. There we go. The bar is open. So there's some word from race control. The bar is open. Does
that mean we can go down there now, or we've got to wait?
If we could call from there, like that's what I always think. The bar's in a great spot. If only it was 1 or 2 stories high, so you could sit there and watch the line. We might get a sky bar built. Anyone can help us build a 2-story sky bar.
Haven't they got the TV down there, the live stream? We'll just take the microphones down,
there is a slight lag to that. You can watch it on the big screen. That's right, Janie. I think you can when you can sit there and watch it on the big screen. So the bar is open. So the bar is open now that official racing has been completed. The bar is open if you want to tipple. It is a bit of dry work, I tell you. We'll be up for 1 or 2, I reckon. And look, here's a bit of support coming from a text when I talk about, getting work on Gordito Tuesday, my workshop setup. Aris goes, lucky you have a great engine crane, because I borrowed his engine crane and kind of haven't given it back. You know what I mean? My engine crane carked it, and then Aris lent me his, and it's a better crane. It's just a super cheap auto crane, but it's been hoiking LSAs out from the live stream. Oh, he'll be here today. Look, we'll record an awful little area. You can come and get autographs and selfies with him, but he's done well to get to the end of the day, and you can feel the energy out there. He misses the Kenda family. They missed him too. So all of our finals getting into the lanes now. You can see the camera starting to go for a little wander as some of our finalists start to eventuate. We are at that time at 10:07 Queensland time. 10:07 Queensland time. Those guys are getting ready. Give us a couple of minutes. Let's get one final break from RCE, but let's call all finalists to the lanes, and we'll go to finals very, very soon. In Captain Risky that he's going to have to contend with. Conditions are at a prime, considering it's 10:10 Queensland time. That track is still pretty mint. The air is very good. Here we go. Reggie Arnold gets on to say, great racing, keen to watch finals. More black belts are coming soon. The Pro Nova. Bluey coming back. And even before there was a cartoon dog famous in Brisbane, we already had a Bluey that was pretty famous in Brisbane. Old Bluey Arnold, the original Bluey. Maybe we had a Bluey backup dog. I don't know. It's a silly idea, but I can't believe how popular that cartoon series is. Another Queensland piece of brilliance created. And more messages coming through. Yes, we are calling out the finals, mate. No, it's all. We've called the finals out, mate. We have called it, Aaron. We've called them all. We had Simon O'Carroll and Ryan Holtz. We had Scott Cortina against Caleb Seng. We had Mitchell Bean against Doug Day. There should be in the lanes. Daniel Hookham and Dale Gridley. Craig Scottney and Hot Rod Williams. Jason Seng and Toby Lewis. And I think that was, I can't quite see the page from here. It was Jesse Lidner and I think Paul Allen. And then it was Timmy Morton and Mark had it there as well. So we did call them out, Aaron. We had been calling all the finalists out as they were coming as well, because some of these finalists were basically determined, a minute after that, after round 3. So we have been progressively calling out all of the finalists, and we have the completed list of potential winners and runners-up written here. Race Control already got it there. So it'll be Simon O'Carroll in the Kraken against Ryan Holtz in the Captain Risky LC. Scott Cortina and Caleb Seng 2.0. It's like the UFC battle when you see the, what they do sometimes when there's a little knockout and you go, oh my God, like Cortina spanked the kid last round. Now he's got the chance to spank him back in 2-3-5. OG315, yeah, Mitchell Bean and Doug Day. Daniel Hookham in the Capri against Dale Gridley in the Valiant. K525 will be Craig Scottney and Hot Rod Williams. As we said, Jason Seng and Toby Lewis, Jesse Lindner and Paul Allen. And I just can't remember let's look back to that Rebels, that final round there. I think we already knew it was pretty tough.
Yeah, Timmy Morton and Williams.
That's right, the only two that could had perfect win. Williams, that'll be Williams and Morton.
I think it's Craig Williams.
Craig Williams,
yep.
That's right. Craig Williams and little Timmy. So, how's our old Timmy? That last round just goes to prove you can either back yourself in for a win or, end up a little bit short sometimes, and that's the beginning of the 2026 season. Can't wait for the next rounds. We had the dates there. Now, look, let's just look at a few things. We've still got to determine, I reckon I've already got a hard luck award thanks to Six Boost. Our Power Wheelie, you've already had something there for Power Wheelie, Mark Allen.
Where's the list here, sorry? Yeah, I had...
that was good. I think that was round 2.
Round 1, I think.
Round 1.
Yeah.
The Diverse Project Group, thank you. We don't know what to put there yet, Lorenzo. We've got to really have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, I've written a few cards down.
You have? Cool. Okay, we'll look at that.
So.
The most consistent package. Now, we haven't had anyone come up with 3 time slips. We'll let you do that, obviously, at the Kenda tent for trophies.
Yeah, you can do it over at the Kenda tent.
Yeah, so
bring them up here whilst we're chatting through the finals.
I mean, sometimes that's a distraction. We can't have that. So maybe at the Kenda tent, you can take your consistent packages. Go and see Mrs. Simpson now and just say, wait for the boys. Bolt King, King of Bling. Oh my God, there's so much King of Bling. Pure Bliss Beauty Bar for cruise style. I do like one that I've seen. Platz's Auto Electrics best reaction time so far. Now look, I honestly thought we'd have some double O's, right?
Yeah,
but we don't.
019 from O'Halloran so far is the best light we've seen.
So that best reaction time in racing still at 019 Sean O'Halloran.
Could change here. We've still got a few finals to go.
But let's look at the countdown. Now, never before have I seen this happen, right? So 022 was Randall Laurie. And we thought, that's good, 022. But then Moose goes 021. We thought, that's good, Moose, 021. And then Troy Lewis goes 020. Okay, that's good. He's leading. And then now Sean O'Halloran 019. So we continue to just count down 1,000s every time. Where do you see that happen? I told you these numbers this year, mate. Numbers this year already. Numbers this year. Identical 330s, identical reaction time. Two brothers going identical today. Caleb and Jaden in that one round, they go 076 beside each other. Two completely different cars running identical 330, stuff like that, which is, wow. We don't rehearse. We're not, no one's got, ultimate Bachelor of Engineering and rocket science on how to make these mechanical marvels work, but they do. And the horsepower, as we say, is growing out in the paddocks, the horsepower around here. It is. Well, it is. It is a perfect month. Hey, thanks for that too. Is that right? It's a perfect month. 28 days, and how many? And 4 of every day of the month. No odd day. How did you know that? That won't happen for this month. Won't happen for another 300 years. Is that right? As far as perfect, the way the month falls in 20. Look into that, folks. I mean, Pup doesn't normally open his mouth unless he's got something entertaining or factual to say, and he says this is a perfect month. 28 days, 4 of exactly every day of the week in the 28 days. So 4 of anyway, work it out. Yeah, except what? Oh, and another Black Friday. Yeah, wow. Okay, next week is it? Yeah, my goodness. Woo! Maybe this is a pretty good date to have the first Kenda in a perfect 28 month. That may explain some of the numbers that are just plonking up randomly. Remember, this sport's still a series of random numbers, Mark. When was it
all about numbers,
When
mate.
has it ever been rigged other than when remember Alvarez and Stevie Fast raced that match race and the timing system failed on that run? That was some numbers that got all jumbled up. Did you see that?
I read about it afterwards.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I saw it, and like the win light came up in one lane, but footy shows Victor ahead at the 660, and it's like, whoa, hang on, that's. But that wasn't in February, was it? What was the date for that? Might not have been, so it didn't matter.
You can't do anything with the timing systems anyway.
No, and again, these things, when you see two mechanical things completely different in combination, weight, power, address, geography, whatever, history, hit it that close to each other nearly identically, you go, man, what is up with this that we can see such parity? Again, I romance about it because it's a beautiful thing to see these numbers. The numbers don't matter at the end. It's now going to be win lights. A good number may pop up, but it's not going to raise our eyebrows too much yet. Can't set world records every round, but you can certainly see world-class racing. Yes, Scooter, he goes, did you enjoy that last skid? Sure I did, mate. I sure did. Enjoy all of your skids. And Scooter, another welcome addition to the Kenda family. But yes, someone needs to go better than an 019 to get the Platz's $300 off Sean O'Halloran. The crew style, I've got an idea for crew style. I like it. I've seen it. I like it. It could stick. The King of Bling. God, what's tidy? I mean, what's not tidy? What's not tidy for bling? Carol's thing's tidy, but that's got different bling. Pure, vicious, mechanical bling right there. I don't know. I mean, there's some really nice cars. I mean, really nice cars out there. I mean, really... just immaculate stuff. I don't know. How much bling can you put on something? We've got to think about that. And you know what? We're going normally... I know he's focused on the end of everything, but, even to ask Justin or Grumsy or all the boys out of the crew, what do you think was really sexy? Because, Billy Shelton's Sickest has won it more than probably once, and we can't keep giving it to Sickest, that VL. But what else truly did stand out with just amazing bling? There's a few names that we could probably think about, and some of these people may not think that it's bling, but to me it's bling. Very neatly, always well presented, always polished, always detailed, always immaculate. That's bling. Bling normally is showing it off though. That's the problem. Like bling, you're showing bling off. You're not hiding bling. So we're trying to award to a vehicle that's showing it, whether deliberately or just by itself, not knowing. So do we think there's bling? Let's think about that, Mark. We've still got only a couple of minutes before we start awarding that out at the trophies.
Up, mate.
Okay, here we go. All of our finals. We're going to start. Why not? All the way. Outlaw 275. Could be. That's what I'm saying. Could be. Tidy stuff.
Let's have a look at how they got to the final. Simon O'Carroll in round 1, he went 4.17. Round 2, he went 4.15, and in round 3, he went 4.09. The quickest pass of the day here in Outlaw 275. The man in the lane beside him, Ryan Holtz, he went 4.28 round 1. Round 2, he went 4.54 in a race against O'Carroll. So it's second time they're going to meet up today here in the final. And in round 3, he went 4.71. So he hasn't been as consistent as Simon O'Carroll, but he has been into the low 420s today.
Joel Halsco, stop talking about how many days and then give Garage Nights a plug. All right, there we go. Garage Nights. Look it up. Garage Nights. Give him a plug. Thank you, Joel. He's listening on the live stream as well. February, touchy subject for Joel, maybe. I don't know. All right, here we go.
I'm with you, Joel.
In the orange corner, weighing in at 2,000 and something pounds, the 2JZ LC GTR of Ryan Holtz. And in the multi-coloured, multi-armed, tentacled corner, Simon O'Carroll in the Kraken. Noonan Power, screw supercharger, 5-speed. 2JZ, 3-speed auto, Tirana Pro Mod. I think it's 3.2. 3.2 against 521 cubes. It hardly seems fair. They're on a 275. May the best man win. Our first final, Outlaw 275, thanks to Spot On and RC Metalcraft. Risky's there for the win. 423. Simon O'Carroll goes red. Simon, he didn't take Captain Risky lightly, Mark. He did not take him lightly. He did not want to sit there. He wanted to cut a light. He wanted to win fair and square. But there's the cherry. There's the win. 111 in the 60 foot for Ryan Holtz. An 086 wasn't too shabby either, but it was 067 minus for the Kraken. One tentacle creeping through the beams. And wow, 409, our quickest pass this weekend on the 275. 409, 193, but runner up, it's Captain Risky, the winner of Outlaw 275, the underdog, and that ain't even a Bradbury moment right there. That is just showing up and hoping for the best, and what a win. 23, 111 in the 60 foot, 286 to a 282 at 330 foot too, by the way, 114 to the 60 foot for the Kraken, and then that thing got out of there. 409, 193, win light though for Ryan Holtz.
Yeah, both drivers saving the best for last here in the final. That was unexpected. Yeah, O'Carroll just took a shot at the tree there, 67th hour red.
Oh, and look, I lost my stuff with another red light last year when John Ricker raced John Zapier and down at the bend in Pro Mod. I lost my stuff because Ricker did not take Zapier lightly, and I think that Simon does not take any opponent lightly, and he didn't take Captain lightly. And once in a while, you're going to see that happen at the wrong time of the night. And you know what Simon's like. He'll take it on the chin. He's not really a sore loser, Simon. He just cops it. A red light in the final, you just got one. All right. Commiserations and congratulations.
Yeah,
all right.
You know, it's interesting. This is a rematch of round 3 where Scotty Cortina had the win, but Caleb Sang would have had lane choice in this round because he was actually quicker in round 3 with that 464.
That's right, you got to go off that last round, and it's like, well, guess what? Lane choice to the kid. All right, Turbo LS against Pro Charged Proline 481X. May the best Toowoomba win. Outlaw 235 final, thanks to Hell Tech. Someone goes 1,500 the win, someone goes 500 the runner-up. It's going to be Caleb Sang 467, a reverse spanking. In fact, Scott sort of beat up on himself there. Another guy not taking the opponents lightly,
26
Mark.
now red, 2 red lights in a row.
Minus 26 red, 107 for Caleb. Look, that was enough to leave on, but it was Scotty trying to get a little sharp, He knew he needed a whole shot against him to keep him honest. And look, the 1198 double zing there for Cortina. Couldn't keep the 235s up. However, the zing early on, and red light and a zing, a double spank. That's like another double kick to the nuts again.
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, if he'd gone clean green, he still would have lost the race anyway with that spin of the tyres. So Caleb Sang gets the win, clean green, clean pass, 467, 153 mile an hour.
Mate.
Yeah.
Mate. Marky, Mark. Can't believe what I'm seeing. 2 cherries, 2 from 2 so far, 2 cherries.
Will we get a clean pass?
I'm not going to spend any more time on it.
Well, that finishes off Haltech Outlaw 235. We'll move into RLC Engine Reconditioning and Kaz Industries OG 315 next up.
Couple of boosted small blocks about to come out. Mitch Bean, Doug Day, full tube cars on a 315. Look at that. Number 2 qualifier, number 3 qualifier. So Dougie went 473.6. Mitchell went 473.0. Both at, look at that, both at 154 mark. Look at the numbers lining up. That is coincidences, but we've had too many coincidences. What's when you call a plural of coincidences? Isn't it coincidences? I don't know.
That's a question
or you
for
just say,
ChatGPT, mate.
Don't get me started on ChatGPT, mate. Or else I'll be doing Tai Chi 7 minutes a day for the next 60 days and then look 20 years younger and move more freely. That's what's been smashing my ads when I get onto ChatGPT or social media. How many times now do you see something like that come up as an ad and it says AI-generated actor? ChatGPT. I'll have to ask it, Mark. I don't know how it works. Look at this, Aaron Murphy. Great night of racing. Wish you guys could bring it back to Sydney. Us too, Aaron Murphy. Us too.
Oh no, it looks like a solo pass here for Doug Day.
Mitchie, interesting. I mean, remember he did get a win last round, Mitch, and Doug, well, he did send it on a test, didn't he?
Yeah, Bean staged it, remember, and he just idled down the track against Barrett.
Yeah. Whether or not that was something they couldn't turn around or decided, you know what, we'll find out at trophies about that. That's a no-show from Mitchell B. Dougie Day. Again, they're not pitted too far from each other, so Doug would have had to probably towed past Mitch to see him and whether or not he's able to make it or not. But here he is, Doug Day, going to wrap up OG 315 round 1. Bumping in at the bank. A solo pass for the first round of the year. Go get some, Dougie. Swing, have a swing. Nice stuff to finish off the night with a 56. Yeah, why not? 456. Nice run from Doug Day to finish off. 109. Is that it?
That was the low ET of the race for the OG 315 guys.
Yep, and a 109.760 foot there for Doug. So he went 1112.
I think that's a sub 110 60 foot of the day.
109.7 in the 60. 299 with a 9 to 330 and a 456 rather. Get it out. 155 mile an hour from the iron line. And, of course, that category brought to us by RLC Engine Reconditioning in Kaz Industries. So, Doug, so there's Mitchie there. So it's not like he couldn't front.
Well,
he was there.
Yeah, he was there.
But he couldn't fire whether or not he was... Oh, Dan Hookham. Whether he was just a little late or, you know, that moment when you're trying to get ready and then it won't fire for some reason. I don't know what the disappointment would be. Don't know what it comprises of, but just to see the white Camaro going down there and not down the track goes to show something's happened in that last few minutes, whether you just missed the call or whether it just wouldn't fire when directed. That moment is high stress, but he's still happy that he's got the ETs that he has and he's had more seat time, Mitch, so he's a guy that won't be crying into his Coca-Cola anytime soon. He'll take it on the chin and regroup and regather, but lucky that he's had the seat time. Everyone's the same, we're thankful. Gridley and Hookham, though, this is a different story. This is the final of OG275, brought to us by BRP Racing, Transmission Coolers. It is I think he might have some spray on this Hookham. NA versus Turbo. Oh, he's straight in, there we go. Oh, no! He bumped in. Dale Gridley, he was already in stage. Hookham, he's running out of space. Oh, Hookham, come from behind. 561, how did it happen? How do you take a 626 light in the final and turn it into a win when Hookham straps the whole shot, even though it was only a 169? Boy, oh boy, 149 coming over him. Wow, that's a sensation. I mean, it's the two slowest reaction times.
I don't know what to say. I have nothing to add on that, Chris. You've said everything.
Remember, we've had Cherry, and then a solo, and then that.
We had a sleep.
And a couple of captain snoozers in the final, and then just caught him. Did we get the margin? Oh, yeah, 190,000. So 0.19, nearly 2/10. All right, K525 final brought to us by Your Plumbing Solutions. Thank you, Benny. Rodney Williams and Craig Scottney both deserve to be here. Twin turbo small block Ford in the Falcon Ute, 600 cubes in the Cortina, and all Ford final. All Fords. How many Fords have won tonight so far? We've had a Tirana win. We've had a Commodore win.
Valiant.
We've had a Valiant win. We've had a VK win. Now, will it be the, I think it's an XM or an XL or a Cortina TC? It's going to be a Ford win, first Ford of the night.
What's a rematch of round 3 where Scottney got the win because Williams went too quick.
Too quick, and it's going to happen again here if they're not too careful.
It'll be in the back of his mind that he's got to have to pedal it out the other end, no matter what.
Oh, better reaction time for Hot Rod Williams, but they're right there, side by side to the stride. Watch out for the 25! 32 beats a 42 in the final. Hot Rod Williams gets himself a win. 5:32, 089, just enough to get him away from Craig Scottney. He tried hard, 5:42 for Craig, but that 32 a little bit closer. The margin of victory, not even 2/10 still, Mark. Not even 2/10 at the stride.
1600 across the finish line for Rodney Williams. And that was your winner of Your Plumbing Solutions K525. Moving now to the final of Simon O'Carroll's Swimming Pools Radial Renegade.
Yep, doesn't get any easier here either. Jason Sang picking up where he left off last year, winner of the belt in Renegade 550, thanks to Simon O'Carroll. Swimming Pools, you just can't get one.
Yeah, Lewis went 53, 64, 57 on his way to the final. Sang went 51, 50, 52.
All right.
Probably up there for the most consistent as well.
Ford versus Holden. Does another Holden win here? Is there another Holden, or does the Ford go two? Do the Ford go two up here? Let's have a look. Barra versus Gast LS. He loves a turbo scalp. Puts it all back on Troy. Oh, reaction. Oh, nearly identical. A little bit better. Saggy, something goes. Something goes, and he goes through 65 for Lewis. Something happened. Did it shift? I don't know what happened. There was a sheet of flame out of the bottom of the normally reliable LS in Jason Sang. The reaction time, 1:43 for Sang, 1:50 off the line for Troy. They were glued from the start line, Mark Allen. They were glued. Sang was on a mission.
Sang was in front at 330 foot, and then obviously he had the issues there, which allowed Lewis to go back around him and get the win here in Renegades. But Sang, yeah, he's pulled over on the just after the finish line there.
All right, so we still got the Tirana on track. Is that right? Is that what we've got? We've got to keep an eye. Let's see where Sangy is right now. That thing went pop. Was that a transmission? What was it? Don't know. Wow, what a final there. Every final's had bang, some drama, man. Bigger than any Netflix special. That's some crazy stuff we've seen tonight, man. hardly any bump infringements either, but I'm not going to say that too soon, or did I? Just did. Okay. Harry Thwaite, Daniel Case, 580. This is the Ruckus Radial Spool Imports. NA. LH Tirana for Daniel Case. Harry Thwaite boosted Barra. Already won Barra into a final, but caught short. Well, not caught short. Beats him. Underdog win. A Bradbury, not a Bradbury, again, just turning up and being right there. Another Ford win. 2 Ford wins. Could there be another Ford win here? Harry Thwaite waving the blue oval flag, bumping in. Dan Case. Oh, better reaction time for Dan Case. 055 to an 080. Harry Thwaite. Dan Case to the stride. Win like to Harry. 81 beats a 90. 62,000's at the stripe, 81, another win for Ford. Daniel Case gives up the 055 hole shot to an 080 and can't cover it, a tenth off the 580. Harry Thwaite, 0.019 off a 580 and 81 on the 80 index. What a race.
Yeah, great lap from Harry Thwaite.
And I love that they both stay clean. No breakout, nothing to the, everything to the
600s across the finish line there. Win march of Harry Thwaite. As you said, yeah, Case had the whole shot by 25 there.
And guess what? 117, both sides of the racetrack at the stripe. I love that. 117, two complete, again, another number lining up, Mark. NA small block, boosted Barrow. They both go 117 in the final. All right, Camaro in the final. Chevy final, Harry, that is Paul Allen, Jesse Linder, the final of Rumble. Thanks to quick 60 race cars. They're in the stage, they're out. Jesse, a little bit better reaction time than Paul Allen. Paul Allen coming up, Jesse near the stripe. Here's the stripe. Jesse Linder wins Rumble. 648 on a 640 and a 665 for Paul Allen. How do we start 2026, Mark? Oh, wow, what a win for the lady, the young lady at 48. That car come around. She did what she needed to do, and she's won Rumble. She's won Rumble the first round of the year.
Gets the first win in the big classes.
We might get a tear. We'll get a tear. We're going to get some tears out of Barney. I think we're going to get some tears out of him because he was already proud when she ran that perfect 640 at Rumble in the Jungle. Now she's won one. She's won a Kenda. Wow. Tim Morton now. Craig Williams, our last one of the night before trophies. 700. Craig Williams beside Mustang versus Commodore. Last one of the night. Clean green. Oh, a little bit better for Tim Morton. He can go real close to the 700. No one's on the brakes. No one's rolls right off Tim, and he takes it. 710 to a 711 mark. Couldn't ask for a better final.
He washed off about 12 mile an hour. Timmy Morton gets the win there. That's 710 to a 711.
That was the final call of a replay from February, and I apologise when I listened to it back. It's like, God, he got really excited a lot through there, but you got to agree, folks. That's the sort of standard of racing that we've got used to here at Kenda over the years, and that was the one in February. So that was the real taster as to what we've got in store for us here tomorrow. Of course, with we've still got scheduled, I think, about 130. Entrance in for tomorrow. We've got news coming up here right now, folks, to let you know about. Look, it's not good for all of our competitors that want to come and test tonight because with all the efforts that we've made, losing the sun, trying to get the moisture off the track, trying to get everything dry, folks, we are sorry to say that we're not going to be able to get the testing done here tonight. We do think that, look, not so much a forecast of what might be coming through here in the next a couple of hours, but it's just the pure fact that, the track, we're cold out there. The track is cold. When you've just got the moisture off the track and you don't have any temperature there after that, and Justin's explained this before on many occasions, and I'm sure he's going to talk about it in the driver's briefing. So, attention in the pits, Any driver, any of our drivers, any of our entrants, all of our entrants, just entrants, can you come to the base of the tower for a driver's briefing? So all competitors, all interested parties, all hangers-on, all friends, all family, whoever's here to race in the Kenda Radial family this weekend or we're testing tonight, we're going to have a driver's briefing at the back of the tower in about 5 minutes, not 10, 5 minutes at the back of the tower. A driver's briefing in 5 minutes for all of our competitors, no matter where you are in the pits here at Willowbank. We've been in a holding pattern for a couple of hours. What was a great distraction for a lot of people, especially on our live stream, and a big shout out to all you people still watching, that you got a sample of what we did here in February. How good were the finals, our semis and finals I keep saying semis. It's just round 3. The way round 3 ends up with Chicago Shootout, force a habit when you talk about the pointy end of the night, but round 3 of our Kenda and then into our final passes for the February event that we had, that replay. A lot of people, I'm sure, enjoyed it. We put that on. Also, we had a few fans turn up here wanting to see some testing in the shootout tonight. That hopefully got a buzz out of watching that. Great stuff by Overtaking Lane, as we know. Thank you, RCE, for the live stream for Friday and for tomorrow. Our drivers' briefing will be taking place at the back of the tower in the next 5 minutes or so. So if you can get yourself to the back of the tower for a driver's briefing, I think we'll be hearing from Andrew from Willowbank and hearing from Justin. But in short, we have had to can the testing for tonight. We won't be doing any shootout. We won't be any more testing. The track we would rate as probably too cold. Justin will probably explain that if he hasn't explained it already in regards to what happens with temperature and glue and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, look, we've tried all the efforts. If anything, if it by some miracle we don't get another drop on this place until tomorrow, then all of the effort that we've just done for the last couple of hours won't be completely in vain. Let us all just hope, and if you think you can, pray, and just see if hopefully by sheer some pure luck that we just get no moisture on this until we're done at the end of the weekend. Because remember, the schedule for quarter mile testing here Sunday, it's not like tomorrow's our last day, considering that we've earmarked Sunday as well for quarter mile testing here. So let's just see how the rest of the weekend pans out. But by all indications, if you're looking at forecasts for tomorrow, it's marginal. There's a little afternoon, and I'll have to check the update. It was only probably 12 hours ago I checked the update, but the indication was under a mil late afternoon tomorrow and then fine. But it's just about if we can get some real good old-fashioned Aussie sun on this track tomorrow. We'll be on track at 9 o'clock with qualifying for of course, our Kenda Bragg and Rights second round. Thank you, Joe Dirt, for the billet donut. I did need the billet donut. Nice and warm. It's very cold outside. And again, that was another, I think, that part of the decision. So we'll have a driver's briefing at the base of the tower in the next 5 minutes or so. But I'm sure glad all those people watching on the live stream enjoyed our recap of February. And we'll be saying goodbye to you folks on the stream, and we'll be talking raw to our racer base that's here at the back of the tower in the next 5 minutes. So make sure you get here right and early, 9 o'clock tomorrow. If you're watching on the live stream, just make sure you get out here and take it all in, take it in person. And they are absolutely awesome in person. Yes, the stream is world class, I know, but if you want to come and see what 971 cubes of Pat Musey looks like, you better be here. If you want to see Screw Blowing Noonan, you got to be here tomorrow. You want to see all of that. I mean, yes, we show you the cars on track, but you wait till they take their front ends off and you look at these things in the flesh. You really appreciate the quality of the beast that we have lurking amongst us. So all drivers to the back of the tower for a briefing, please. We'll have that in the next couple of minutes. And a big shout out to everyone on the live stream. We'll see you